Hey Teamsters, just finished making a little video about what the contract is and how stewards should interpret it and move forward with investigations. Okay, we're professionals. We need to do this the right way to represent our people, our contract, and our local. So with that, let's jump into it. Thank you. All right, let's talk about the contract. Not slogans, not opinions, not what someone thinks it says. The actual contract. Because once you understand this, you understand the heart of representation. A collective bargaining agreement is not just a book of rules. It is a written promise. It's the promise the employer made to the membership, and it's the promise the membership expects the union to defend. That's why we call it a living document. It only has meaning when it's enforced. A lot of people get overwhelmed when they open the contract, so here's how you read it. Start with the basics. Recognition, seniority, wages, hours, overtime, and the grievance procedure. Those sections tell you how the workplace actually functions. You don't jump around, you don't cherry pick, you read it with intention. Words matter in a contract, especially two words, shall and may. Shall means required, no discretion, no flexibility. May means permitted. There is room for judgment. If you mix those two things up, you will weaken the agreement. A steward doesn't rewrite language, a steward honors it. It isn't theoretical. Contracts get applied every day. Overtime, bids, layoffs, discipline, work assignments. The real test of a steward is whether they can take written language and apply it to real people in real situations fairly. That's the job. Here is where the trust is built or destroyed. Consistency. If the contract is enforced for one member but not another, the contract loses credibility. Equal enforcement isn't just fairness, it's protection. Protection for the member, protection for the local, and protection for the steward. Past practice, it helps explain how language has been applied over time, especially when the contract is unclear. But past practice does not trump clearly written current language. If the contract is clear, the contract controls. Past practice can guide interpretation, but it cannot override what the parties agreed to in writing. A steward respects past practice, but enforces the contract as it is written today. Here's a real-world example. A member says they were skipped for overtime. The contract says overtime shall be offered by seniority where practicable. So what does a steward do? You don't assume, you investigate. You look at the seniority lists, the work available, scheduling realities, past practice, and evidence. Then you apply the language fairly. That's representation. This part matters. Enforcing the contract is a moral responsibility. When you defend the agreement, you're honoring your word. You're honoring the people who fought for it, and you're protecting the members who rely on it. A steward's job is not to twist words. A steward's job is to defend them. The contract is the backbone of the union. When a steward understands it and applies it honestly, they defend the members and the local at the same time. That's what real stewardship looks like.